Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Radiant team ban. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Radiant team pick. Team Liquid's turn to pick.
Faceless Void.
Welcome back everyone here to our first series of the day. Nigma taking on Team Liquid in an elimination series. Game 1 draft just around the corner, but before we get into it, we have to talk a little bit more about these teams. I've got Dan, I've got Kuro. Lads, before we start getting into this game number 1 draft, which is very, very close for us, what are we expecting? What's going to be contested? What are we thinking? Anything like hot off the press?
Rubik, Void, Faceless Void that is, Lina, probably the big 3 for me, and maybe a Magnus.
And Void Spirit.
Yes.
10
but
seconds remaining.
Nigma doesn't really care about that. I'm talking heroes that are common across both sides.
But like Liquid, I think they first 2 pick in the first game, second pick, whenever it's open.
They did it all 3 games yesterday.
But the result wasn't that great. Just wondering whether they're going to be ignoring it or not ignoring.
Well, lads, draft is on our screen and Void Spirit is gone. So they do get rid of it. You said to us in the break, Matt, where we we're having a look at this, and you said if Nigma will first pick Rubik, if not Liquid will, and then I'll go with Liquid. And unfortunately for you, that has not happened just yet.
I predicted the Sapphire though.
Ooh, an early Axe. Okay, this is a Boxy classic. This is a hero that he's played a lot, and this is a hero that I'm surprised we haven't seen a lot around the Phoenix, because it gives you that, you know, when people start to focus on the eggs, you've always got the counter initiation with the Axe call.
I mean, I guess, but you've got that with RP, you know, like there are other heroes that fulfill a bunch of other criteria, not just that, not just the counter initiate for the Axe. So I think that could be a reason why. I'm really liking this opening from Nigma. We've seen how crazy Miracle can be when he's got his Faceless Void. He took down Secret with it in that game number 1 of their best of 3 upper bracket series. And then the Snapfire, very easy to execute combination. You've also got Weeha, who is very comfortable on the Invoker as well, so you could potentially run that, unless Liquid are looking to ban out now. And it's not like Nigma have the last pick overall in the draft, so they could very well just pick it in the second phase.
Yeah, but like, usually like teams who open with this limited angle, I'll say X is very, very limited. Like this hero needs to have this specific condition in order to win the game, but like against this Faceless Void, I know it is a very strong laner with this X and Phoenix. It's like these 2 heroes combo is like just insane. But I'm sure if Nigma managed to just go like average in the laning, like once the Miracle has his Satanic, this X won't be doing anything.
And that's a build that Miracle's been going for quite a lot, right? Like Tassanj, Yasha into Satanic, just pure status resist. And that's what we've seen quite a few times why Axe has fallen out of favor, right? Is because that Berserker's Call does get reduced quite a lot by that status resist.
A little surprised that the Rubik didn't come out in the first phase. Both teams really liking it. I feel like it fits GH's playstyle fantastically, and we've talked at length as well about how Insania can play it at a really high level. Same thing with Tiger. I think it's still fine for either of them to pick it up, honestly. You know, you want to be able to steal Chronosphere, maybe get it onto the backline, stop the Snapfire, Mortimer's Kisses, steal a Sunray if you're playing it on Nigma's side. I think it's perfectly viable still.
I have a feeling that Nigma wants to just counter like 100% in the Liquid's like a safe lane. That's why they just probably open with the RMN here with the Snapfire. I think GH doesn't really play this. RMN usually plays
It's normally RMN, yeah.
I think Mind Control's played it a few times as well across from what we...
the vast majority it's RMN.
It's been RMN, yeah. And he's been playing it extremely well as well, so...
Yeah, so by like Nigma doing this, I think they're going to be able to see like both of these like liquid supports and carry hero, so they can react like one by one.
Yeah, and I think it
Liquids
depends
turn
how
to
aggressive
ban.
Nigma want to take this in the laning stage as well. Larry. You mentioned how Axe and Phoenix can be a very difficult lane for a Faceless Void, but it's got these like peaks and troughs basically, where if you've got the Fiery Spirits, very strong. If you don't, very weak. And so you can actually use the Snapfire Cookie to be that gap close, to be that
10
stun,
seconds
and get some good
remaining.
damage in onto the Phoenix early on.
I would
5
imagine this band's
seconds
going to be something
remaining.
like an Invoker, right?
I would say so.
Yep.
I think it's very reasonable to just
I
ban it out.
really feel like Nigma has to ban Scarlet Mage. I think Liquid can do Phoenix on the safe lane and the position 5, and just do Scarlet Mage and Axe. It's like a lot more skill.
Yeah.
And Phoenix, yeah.
Yeah, they've got that flexibility with the Phoenix as well. Tiger plays it as well as Insania, so I think it's totally fine to have that. I mean, we haven't been super convinced by the Sky though. I guess it's really good against the Faceless Void. You force him to go into,
Liquids
you know, we
turn
talked about
to
the status resistance. You might force him to go away from that a little bit, forcing him into the Manta style and things of that nature.
Radiant team pick.
Oh, okay.
So I think they're just running it as a position.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty standard. I mean, you more often see it on the Radiant side just because of how good Tiger is at stacking up camps. We even saw it yesterday in the series against Mud Golems. He was getting triple stacks off left, right, and center with his Shadow Demon, so doing a
10
good job there.
seconds remaining.
Not quite as easy on the Dire side if you're running in that position 4.
5 seconds
But
remaining.
like even like X once he has this Vanguard, like he'll be able to just, then as long as Phoenix is like stacking the Ancient and the upper camp at the bottom side.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, the
I think
hard
they're
camp.
fine. Yeah.
They should be okay. I mean, the thing is with Axe, you do need to be playing from ahead. You know, it's not a good comeback mechanic hero. You just need to be this beefy snowbally type of hero. And Phoenix and Oracle do support that, but also they just don't really do anything damage-wise in the.
And that's what we saw in the Liquid Game 3 yesterday. They're playing on the timer. I have a same feeling. It's exactly the same feeling with this, how they're drafting right now.
And Nigma have banned out the
Team
Spectre.
Liquids
So they're just
turn
saying,
to
look,
pick.
it's probably the biggest counter that you could have possibly had for us. It's gone now.
I like Clockwork.
Able to gap close between the Phoenix and the Oracle. Make
Good
sure
against
that just
all these 3 heroes.
take them out of the fight entirely. Not mind it at all. And
Well, what
it's-
are the carry heroes that we're thinking then for
10
Team Liquid now,
seconds
right? Because
remaining.
most of the time when we see Liquid's draft, they do leave Kofa's hero for the last,
5
and I'm sure this is
seconds
going to be Mikkei's hero right now. What's left open? That's a good hero against Faceless Void and Clockwork, and even Snapfire to an extent.
That's the thing, like, it looks really difficult to pick Mika's hero because he can't just think about the lane, but he has to also think about like what he needs to do like in the mid and late game. If he wants to just dominate the lane, probably like
I want to say like a
Radiant
Leshrac
team pick.
come out here. Morphling. Okay. I mean, it's good late game. I was thinking Lesh just because it gives them more of that early game presence. The way that you fight the Void is you absolutely dumpster him in lane, which they've got the potential to, or you just push him before he gets his key time. That's the way to go about doing it. A lot of people are like, oh, just pick a Wraith King. He can't Chrono you twice.
10
But
seconds
Wraith King
remaining.
just sucks. So you
Yeah,
got
that
to go
hero's
something
bad.
else that's able to nullify
5
the
seconds
big
remaining.
strength points for the. What do you
wonder-
think in QR? I could see your brain was turning a little bit there with that Morphling.
yeah, like I don't really like Morphling pick with the Axe. Morphling Axe just seems like you have to utilize
Radiant
Morphling to
team
actually
back.
just be involved in the team fight and fight
Okay.
with him to burst him down. But yeah, I think Nigma can just like stay chill. If it goes 30 minutes, 35 minutes, I just think they have options.
Yeah, and we were right in the fact that it would be the Weehai hero coming out
10
now at this
seconds
stage.
remaining.
Mind Control is very comfortable with having that last pick, even though you have the potential to be countered.
5 seconds
We were thinking it
remaining.
might have been the Invoker, but Zeus just as viable, right? You've got this Faceless Void, wants to be in on the front
Liquids
lines. You've got the
turn to
Clockwork, who's
ban.
going to be doing the same sort of thing. And if you're able to get these smoke ganks up, we've seen so many times where you just use your Thunder God's Wrath for the scouting, and then it's up to GH. Like, who do you want to initiate in on? You've got free choice.
A little surprised how they didn't pick offlane here though.
Really?
I
They
10
almost always
seconds
leave.
remaining.
Like
yeah, they
Michael
do it,
Jordan's.
but like I just don't like it because they already see this
5
Morphling
seconds
like Oracle,
remaining.
and like they can easily pick a Clockwork +1 hero to actually punish this lane. But now it's all gonna get banned. Like 2 heroes that they feel annoyed about is going to be banned. And with Vihas hero, I'm sure he
Radiant
has like
team
a
ban.
like other mid lane hero that he can just solve out like this problem. Even that, like, by seeing that tiny like roam like from 6 minutes 7 minutes, he can probably bring up this like Shadow Fin, like first item Boots of Travel and Shadow Blade, the old build.
I want to see Liquid pick Doom.
10 seconds remaining.
I think you're going to have a rough time in the laning stage, but it gives you some potential to,
5
again,
seconds
be on those front
remaining.
lines, good against the Zeus, good against the Void, and it's going to enable the Axe and
Team
Morphling to have more of a
Liquid's
presence.
Turn to battle.
Doom is always a problem solver, I think. Like
And it's a Quake for hero, and like Nigma have banned out a ton of his
Team
heroes,
pick.
right? Lycan's gone, TA's gone, Broodmother's gone, Storm's gone, Lone Druid's gone.
Are
So,
you worried about Nigma picking the Doom here, though? Because they've got the first pick. It's still unbanned. It's
not
be
bad.
pretty good for
I
mind
like
control.
it. Like, why not? Like, you're versing against Morphling. It doesn't seem like that strong in the lane. You have Clockwork next to. Like, you probably can
10
absorb damage
seconds
together
remaining.
with like a lot of HP and armors.
Yeah, and it would
5
take a little bit of
seconds
pressure
remaining.
off of the Axe to just go a straight Blink Dagger as well. You want to be able to build up to be a tiny bit more tanky before then. Maybe even going a Pipe or something along those lines, considering you're up against a Zeus and a Snapfire. So I think it would be fine. Pick up as well for Liquid.
What else are we
I'm
thinking?
surprised
for,
like
Nigma?
Doom is actually not contested until this phase.
Well, I'm
Full
surprised
team
the
looks
Rubik
good,
hasn't
like-
been touched either.
Yeah,
That's a big thing for me. Is in those games where Team Liquid look hot is when Insania is playing Rubik. So maybe trying to move themselves away, trying to not rely on it as much. You know, like trying to not create it as this crux hero that they just sit back on and teams can
Team
counter
Liquid's
around. You know,
Turn to pick.
what's Nigma going to pick up here?
Lina
Lina?
club. Lina position 3 or
MC Snapfire?
MC Zeus. It's still open. I mean, that's the good part of it, right? Like,
I
sure,
prefer the
Liquid are going to be
Snapfire.
thinking about. Yeah, I would too, but
10
There's a lot of burst
seconds
potential in that
remaining.
lane. If they get a cookie stun onto Mickey before he gets a shift off, he dies
5
every single time.
seconds remaining.
I suppose you could put the faith in GH, right? I was like, okay, they're going to need something that's going to help a little bit more with the initiation front. You don't want to put it all onto this Clockwork, but I guess it's okay considering you've got the Zeus ultimate to give the. So it's going to be a little bit easier. And
Zeus,
I mean, it could
Lina.
just. It even be a Clockwork. No, it could be a Clockwork 5.
You may
And a
now select
Visage
your
coming out.
hero.
Okay. I would say new hero Pog, but unfortunately, Mud Golems picked that up very, very early on. So we're going to have a Quifa mid Visage.
and now I think like the original plan
What's Mind
from-
Control playing then?
Clock, maybe? Or
I
Zeus?
think GH has to play Clockwork, and like it was either Mind Control thinking about playing Lina.
Yeah, Mind Control Lina.
Yeah, but
Okay.
I don't know. Like with the Visage, I just feel like they had to change the role, like putting Lina mid against Visage instead of Zeus.
Well, don't they both still struggle against that mid Visage hero?
Lina's okay. Lina has like a good attack, like harass, good push.
They might just change things up, right? Like as soon as Koikva hits level 6, Zeus basically just needs to get out of lane. So maybe they're
Okay.
going to rotate Mind Control into the mid lane because it is a little bit safer to farm with that Lina. Just keep the wave pushed out and reduce some of that tower taking threat.
All right, lads, what are we thinking for our predictions here? It's game number 1 between Nigma and Team Liquid. The GG bet odds are favoring Nigma as well here, just so you guys are aware.
Even with this Luna pick, I'm still going to go with Nigma. I've got a lot of faith in Miracle's Faceless Void, and I feel like Liquid might be trying to be a little cute and a little bit too passive. The Visage kind of solves that with being a bit more aggressive, but I think Nigma's still going to get it across the line.
What about you, QO, before we head it over?
Yeah, I think I have to go with Liquid. I think if they get all this advantage into 5 minutes, 30 minutes, probably just run them over. This X is gonna be cool.
All right, I'm sure you guys are super excited to see Nigma versus Team Liquid, and I'm sure you guys are super excited to hear the boys one more time. It's going to be OD Pixel and Fogged.
Prepare for battle.
With a void opening and a lineup that has a lot of things to throw into that chronosphere. Liquid, on the other hand, they still.
denied.
30 seconds to battle.
I saw that. That was comedy. First blood. That's all it takes to kill you? This can't be good.
The battle
For the first blood,
begins.
especially when you do have Miracle get it. Hey, he looks like he's actually just going to run back and heal and then just TP out, so not going to waste any of his regen. Hang on to all that and even pick up his items here. Going to be able to pick and choose which go for it. If he wants to just finish the full stick, I think he almost has the gold for it. Okay, he just gets the full Wraith then. That's going to be real nice to start with that.
Yeah, I mean, this bottom lane now. I mean, already. I mean, how much of a difficult lane is this for the Void? Would you say trying to lane against this Axe and Phoenix? Because it does seem like a strong duo that Liquid do have down there.
Yeah, it does. It gets pretty strong. Battle Hunger plus Fire Spirits. You can't last and remove the Battle Hunger a lot of the time, so it definitely can be pretty threatening. But the Wraith Band's gonna start him off, kick him off to a good start here.
And then on the other side of the map up top, Mickey. It's going to be backed up by Insania's Oracle. Playing against this sort of clock Lina lane. I mean, is this a lane where Mickey's going to struggle?
He's really going to struggle. I don't really see how he walks up too well versus this. This is an extremely strong lane that Nigma did go and put themselves in. I love this actual setup here. I think it completely shuts down the Oracle and the Morphling, actually. He has to pretty much just farm under his tower when it does push in. So it's all going to be about those lane pulls on Insania. This is a very good Clockwork game when I'm looking at the entirety of it. There's only really like two heroes, like actually really the one hero that he doesn't like to go on too much. Or like the Visage is probably that hardest one. Morphling he can go on. It's a little hard to actually just keep him in, but looks like a very good game for GH. He's able to get the ball rolling as this clock.
And then the mid lane matchup, we are on his Zeus, having to deal with this. Actually, I get in underneath the tower here. Tiger. Just turning. Denied.
They got their level 2 first. They tried to instantly go on Taiga. Didn't get the bash RNG though.
Yeah, these creeps underneath the tower. Liquid will have the level 2s ready for the next time Nigma do try and make that move.
Alright, man. Maybe he has to be a little careful of his positioning.
Boxer's going to try and run him down a little bit. He's turning his attention over towards Miracle, just trying to keep them off the creep wave. Bash is coming in. Miracle still has the salve, good to go. And he feels necessary to pop it, and will do so. Iron Man just continuing to take these constant battle hungers being thrown out by Boxy. Looking for the pullover, but Tiger able to interrupt it in time, make sure that the lane's still held in a good place for Boxy.
They're slowing Miracle down quite a bit. He's actually gone through all of his regen. Arven, he had 5 tangos, all gone too. So yeah, this bottom pressure lane is also slowing down the Farmer's Miracle. Same thing as top. So some similar situations happening on both sides. And we're seeing mid. It's kind of just, for the most part, a trade farm lane until that level 6 hits, and then Koikba just takes over.
Sure, well, at that point, is it just a case of we are... Like what do you do as a Zeus once the familiars are out?
Call for help.
Yeah.
Get a +1 or make a move to a different lane. Armet actually gets the neutral deny on bottom. They try to commit for him very far. And that's going to give Miracle some free last hits under tower. RMN pulling them.
Yeah, Miracle has had about 3 range creeps as well that were prepped for him down there. So the easy last hits and the solo XP. The second wave coming in. They'll be very happy with that. How we see on the top CS, 17 for 7 on mind control against
10 and 1 on Mickey.
Yeah, I mean, when does this sort of become any better for Mickey, or just the lane it doesn't until he's got the items to go jungle?
It's mostly like around like a level 5 even for this lane. It's a little harder. Usually it's a level 3 where you start getting that secured farm, but with a Clockwork and this Lina, this is some of the most threatening 2 heroes that you can have as a Morphling with like the backup of an Oracle. Oracle gets caught outside, just dead. And we're seeing rotations around 4-minute rune. GH, he's got boots, he's speedy, and Koikba's only 285. He's actually getting on.
Try and run down Koikba, and Koikba is into the trees. GH is in range for more battery assault procs. He's not. Koikba's able to get away.
Invisibility.
He will live, but GH just trying to keep him forced back. Quoth was getting very close to the level 6. Bottom lane, Miracle and Iron Man. They'll turn on to Tiger. And with a good cookie play in the blast, they've got that burst and set up for Miracle to get in and get a few bashes off early. And also, well, of course, with the early 1 point in time dilation to help for these sort of kills.
Been seeing him do this a lot. I actually am always a big fan of seeing the 1 point in time dilation in lane phase. It also even stops counter healings. If people didn't know that one, if you get it in time.
Boxy, Tiger. He's stuck. I mean, he dove in an attempt to draw them away from Boxy, but he also dove in to die.
Oof, and that's back-to-back deaths for your 4 position. No TP to get back out to lanes. He's going to be slowed down a lot. And GH is already getting a hell of a start here on this clockwork. Because we said this is going to be such a good game for a clock to go around and make all these plays. Already off to this start. Concerning it for Liquid.
Are giving Liquid some more room for Mickey. He's with GH making the rounds around the map. Able to start catching up a little bit.
Just a little bit. They still have to get the lane in a better position because still the harassment it always comes onto the Morphling from the Lina. Just the distance that you can hit him from, distance you can nuke. Bottom Boxy. Watching GH again.
Setting up these kills. Tiger, he dove in for this.
They might just get him too.
They're having the tower throw. They're thinking about doing so. They are a little low though. And GH, plus the Fairy Fire actually ends up ticking down to the Spirits. I mean, you can see it there. They got very excited when they saw Tiger use that dive. They're like, oh my goodness, we can kill him as well. I mean, they couldn't. He was behind the tower. Tiger's able to live and actually pick up a kill for himself.
He finishes up, I believe. Does he have his Tranquil Boots pretty much done now on Tiger? So he's actually going to get his Tranquil Boots faster than GH's, it looks like. So that'll be pretty nice for him. And GH buys him too. So yeah, 4 positions matching. Well, like we said, GH can pose a lot more kill threats. Lanes. That's much needed experience though for Tiger. Getting that kill, he actually is all the way up to 4.5 already.
Yeah, that's quite the burst considering he's been out of the lane twice already. That's a very nice bit of XP.
A bit surprising. Top, they're trying to punish mind control, but it's still just scary for Insania. He doesn't see where GH is on the map. If they look to make an aggressive play, they might just get turned on. Especially now that there's Weehaw also available to TP, and Weehaw might want it to start TPing soon because of how annoying this mid lane is.
Yeah, quite fair. He's going to be able to play aggressive now. He's hit the 6. Familiar's turned on to Weehaw anytime he steps forward. In the jungle, GH found Insania. Managed to trap him. Has he got enough damage with the battery? So it's getting close, but the Familiars will head across, and now Insania, he's able to turn with the help of Quoifa, but no damage. Weehaw actually makes the counter again. He heads up to help out GH, and Insania is taken down by a few lightning bolts. Can he farm these? Not quite enough damage. Quoifa will be able to protect them, make sure he doesn't feed that money to Weehaw, but they have noticed a very juicy stack here. Nigma still hanging around with GH, he's in trouble. Familiar's on top of him. The Familiars, they're going to take him out.
Sticking around a little too long, but this is the way, you know, Nigma, they know they're playing versus Liquid, so they're looking for these stacks. As Miracle tries to get aggro bottom, they can't, and Liquid, they'll secure their stacks. Per usual. Yeah, Nigma, they've really tried to press in, because you know, Liquid, this is the way Liquid plays almost every single game. These 2 camps are always triple stacked for this team.
Yeah, without a doubt, the team that across the board does the most stacking.
Yep. It's a Han thing. Or it was back then.
Miracle and Iron Man, with the help of the Thunder God's Wrath, they get the kill, and also now looking to set up on Insania. They know where he is. With that vision grounded by the ultimate, they're closing in upon him. Insania's trying to run with the magic immunity, but they've got the burst to come up after us. Nigma, now 7-3. They still have this stack here, Liquid. Boxy's very low.
Quoifa is too. They're way too low. They might just die.
They can't stop Nigma getting quite a few of these creeps here. So after clearing up the medium cap, the large cap, it was, you know, left to sort of Nigma to pick up some of the big creeps at the end of it all.
And it's much easier when I just look at Nigma's draft to make these type of lane rotations and just go and back up their teammates. I look at Liquids, it's very tough until they start getting those 6s online, especially for that Phoenix. These heroes just don't rotate and make these type of ganks. They're very stationary in their lanes. For the side of Liquid. So Nigma, they're taking advantage of that in GH with this very deep ward. He gets a scan out of Liquid. But he's still looking for Insania. He still finds him.
Let's get the exit off in time. Takes him a little bit.
And the burst coming.
they can turn onto GH, yeah, especially with Quake for hit.
Radiant's
Birds
bottom
are out.
tower is under
GH,
attack.
he'll get punished for poking out Insanias. We're seeing Quake for not skip out on any opportunity to sort of come back through his jungle and just force GH out of this half of the
Radiant's
map.
bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, he draws a circle and he's like, yeah, they're going to be playing around here. Probably letting his bottom lane know that they can easily set up kill threats onto Boxy if he does step up too far. Since the reaction from Quake has always just been playing around top lane.
Mind control.
He finds him.
It's the
Straight over the combo. Now that Ligma was online. Gets the kill, that'll be the money for the Arcanes, so he can stay strong in this lane and continue
Radiant
with the
are
spam onto
scanning.
Mickey, trying to slow down Morph's early game. Quakefront, Tiger though, moving over for the bounty rune. They get eyes on GH, but GH, he's out in time. Quakefront won't be able to get a hold on to him.
Wow, Tiger hitting 6 already. Pretty huge. They've been giving him some experience around like the mid lane and getting the kill bottom, but yeah, all the way 6 and GH only level 4.5 now, even though he did have those nice rotations a bit going on for him.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, just to say, Tiger's just spent more time in the lane, and as we've seen with GH, he spent a lot of the last few minutes just in Nigma's jungle trying to hunt for pickoffs on Insania, which didn't work out all the times. Mid lane, we are.
Not so fast.
He's able to bring Tiger down low enough to catch him post-dive with the Thunder Gods. As his game continued to look very solid here with this opening. 3-0-3. I mean, against a lane as well where he could have been killed off, and he does indeed. That's a very, very fast pot, so obviously 3 nulls. So we are, he's going to be incredibly active and also just a very reliable follow-up damage source to when Miracle does find chrono opportunities.
Yeah, he can show up a lot of times to wherever GH is or to where the Chronosphere is. GH looking to go for Boxy here, but too tanky. Again, scouting out stacks. He sees these ancient stacks coming out from Liquid. They can't quite catch him. Chronosphere at the ready, and they have the Mortimer Kisses, so a little bit hard for Liquid to fight, even though they have the Phoenix 6. I feel like whenever these two are together in unison, it's just a free kill.
Yeah, I guess one of the pluses for Liquid's lineup around that area in regards to the Ancients stack is that, well, Nigma's heroes, they don't really take Ancients very quickly. So Nigma, they know it's there, but realistically, not really a lot Nigma can do to take it away. Maybe they can use that info to try and find a fight around it when Liquid's going for it, but they're not going to be able to steal that stack from them.
Unless they clearly like kill absolutely everybody, right?
Sure, yeah, if they had like a huge team fight. As you can see, yeah, Tiger's just going to continue to get these stacks going.
Jump in.
Oh, they've got the setup.
Oh, there's the kisses.
Ooh. That's a big payday for RMN. He didn't only get the kill, he got both of the familiars with the damage from the kisses. So that was a bonus 200 gold on top of the kill. That's a lot of money here for RMN.
That is a dream. And I'm seeing a Soul Ring purchased up from him. I actually just had heard about this. I'm hearing a lot of 5 positions are buying Soul Rings now in games. I'm curious to see what that's all about here. I guess they just don't want to be going for their like arcane boots or anything like that. You just want any cheap source of mana. I was literally just hearing about it like last night and yesterday about how more 5s are doing this.
Yeah.
Top. Looking to punch Mickey, looking to slow him down a little bit. Still hard though, Mickey. He has the morph available too. He can think about turning if they try to get too aggressive.
Yeah, I mean the Soul Ring as well is also very nice whenever you do find the shovel, right? Because you care much less about your health management. As you're very likely to have Sows to allow you to play aggressive with your HP.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. Because this is what I'm saying, like tranquil Soul Ring, so you don't have to worry about it. You see, Liquid playing a little bit more of this farming style here, waiting to have any type of forms of initiation. They have it. Boxy has the Blink Dagger. Now they can look to be a little bit more active on the map, where right now it's been Nigma kind of dictating the pace of everything. See what Liquid does with this Blink reveal.
Dire's middle tower is under
Boxy,
attack.
pin into position, instantly scouted though by GH with the rocket flare. Lays it straight down into the trees so he can see any sort of TP movements, and he spots out the whole thing. And with that in mind, Liquid's not going to be able to make the jump.
Are scanning.
They're going to back up and look for a smoke opportunity though. And I'm looking at everybody carrying raindrops. You know, you're playing versus Zeus and all this amount of magic damage from Nigma.
Has fallen.
Definitely be valuable, especially on blink initiators. I love raindrops on those blinks, because then you can block the damage and get a blink off sometimes. See, they're forcing the issue here. They have to be a bit careful. Chrono is ready, and we see RMN. He's sitting around mid lane too with the kisses.
Liquid there. I mean, they're trying to find something down here, but nobody's over here.
No, and this Void is just, I mean, Miracle's just doing the miracle things. We've seen what he's been able to do as this Void several times throughout this tournament here. And he's getting away with this full free farmer.
Yeah, he's getting all the space.
Yep. And they have a very well-rounded draft with it. As we said, like so many different elements to throw inside that chrono. It's not just Miracle this time that's going to be doing all that damage in it.
No, this is not a game where you'll imagine we'll see any chronos where it's like, where's the damage? They've got all the damage. Zeus, Snapfire, and obviously the big ones, but that's enough. So one of these heroes is going to be able to help Miracle finish off whoever he catches in the Chronosphere.
Yeah, definitely a pipe game if I've ever seen one for the side of Liquid. Yeah, Koikfa, he's going to be that aura rallier for his teammates. Just wondering when they're ever going to be able to actually kick off any fights. They do have great combos coming into on the side of Liquid. The Blink Call with the egg, a lot of different ways to protect it with that. Well, lots more synergy coming in with Nigma's full draft.
And they will need to protect that egg, of course, considering that on Nigma's side, you've got two heroes that are pretty darn good at taking down the Supernova, the Lina and the Snapfire with the Fiery Souls or the Little Shredder. You got to have some pretty perfect positions and protection for the Supernova to get it off successfully.
I'm a bit concerned when I do see Liquid just on the back foot like this. They have a Visage in their draft.
Yeah,
just usually hero like this hero he does scale, especially that you hit 15. This is one of your strongest points of the Visage, but I have to be a little bit worried just because I've seen this Void so many times, and they have so many different elements of control and stun for the Morphling for Mickey. Definitely a little concerned if they don't start pressing and at least finding some type of kills on the map to slow down Nigma's just massive amount of farm.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they can sort of rest on the one thing that we did see the other day. Mickey, he has won pretty unwinnable games as his goal.
It is true, bottom. The opportunities.
He's going to get the jump in onto Insania. Insania is going to get left behind here, dying to the Kisses. Koikfa continuing to retreat. They won't be able to catch him. So, Kisses down, and it is just the Oracle.
Yeah, at least they don't lose Koikfa. They only get the 5 position there for 3 ults. They still have ults available though, so I think Liquid, I think they're feeling a little bit afraid to actually make a move here into the Chronosphere.
Yeah, and I think one of the things that shows sort of how relaxed Nigma is we haven't seen a Chronosphere yet this game, have we, from Miracle? He hasn't needed to. They haven't felt the pressure to go hunting for it.
And now they found Koikfa.
Well, that's a big one. And they get the as well. Just going to take the freebie here. Miracle, I mean, no qualms with just dropping the chrono to kill whoever is. I think Nigma knows. I think they feel pretty comfortable in this game right now.
Yeah. Right now, like Liquid, when they respawn, they have to do something. They can't just keep playing this farming passive game. They've got their Spirit Vessel finished on the Phoenix too, and they've got the Blink on the Axe. They have to start making stuff happen. When these ults are on cooldown, they have to find something.
He's in the trees, but couldn't make a blink in time. Miracle's already out. Yeah, they really have. They've done nothing with this Blink Dagger on the Axe yet.
No.
Liquid. They've got to make moves with BO3. Otherwise, that whole decent Blink Dagger timing it just becomes irrelevant.
Yeah. And this just gives time for all these ults to come back online. Like, they have to force something right now while a couple of them are down. Like, at least just try to force and push the tower here, at least. For some type of space for Mickey. Because the map, it's going to start closing very quickly for him.
And Nigma's just able to split up the map and get so much out of it. And GH is bottom, Iron Man's chilling in the jungle, Mind Control's mid, Miracle's over by the Ancients, and Weehar's pushing top. This has got to be punished by Liquid. They have to do something with this Axe. Otherwise, Nigma's just going to continue to get that much more out of the map. 18 minutes in, we're seeing 3 to 4K lead. The lead is only going to grow for Nigma unless Liquid makes some plays.
Eyes on Boxy really to try to set up for it as bottom. Another initiation. GH is looking for the play first.
Koikfa, he's in a little bit of trouble. He's going to pop the hood, and he has got the save of Insania. Meanwhile, Miracle, he's able to jump in, bash down Tiger, take him out. GH is going to go for the TP, and he's going to make it away. They've got nothing to cancel the TP. Boxy will manage to kill RMN. So it is a kill, but still, they need more than that, Liquid. They've got to try and turn this into something more.
Dire Dire's top
Unless
tower
they
is
really
under
do just feel
attack.
confident that Mika can just full out carry this game. That's
I mean,
the one
he
thing.
did do it the
has
other
done
day.
it before, but I think
has
there's
done
just
it.
a lot of elements he has to worry about this game. Like Chronosphere, Lina, even Snapfire. Snapfire's been one of those heroes I feel like just actually handles the Morphin really well. Bottom.
GH.
Liquid's getting aggressive.
And there's a lot of back of it. Boxy tries to get the call onto VR, won't quite be able to close the gap. They turn. Boxy stepping in over towards Mind Control, gets the call off. GH getting low, gets dunked down by Boxy, but the Laguna Burst comes into play. They've taken out Boxy. Now Mickey, he's got to be careful. He turns into Void form, he's got the time warp to jump away. Cookie onto Miracle. They're looking to take down some of these familiars, but Koifa is able to get them out. Miracle's got Chrono in 2 seconds.
Back up in 2 seconds.
He's got Chrono. He's going to be able to drop it. Gets the two birds. He's in on the target. And with the bashes of the Mask of Madness, that attack speed, he just takes the kill.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
He couldn't have been back up at a more perfect time there, that Chrono. As soon as it was there, and you can you see the way that Koifa was sort of hovering around. I don't think he expected it to be out when it was, and it was there. Miracle dropped the Chrono. His clean game continues. He's 5-0-3 on this Void.
Clean game for pretty much all of Nigma, except for GH's few mistakes that he's made, but he's still doing incredibly well. Look how farmed this Clockwork is. Halfway to an Ags. Zeus has now finished Ags. I feel like the onus is really on Liquid to start getting some type of advantages coming into this game. Or Nigma's they're just playing the farm game, and the farm game just plays so well for them. 17 kills as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Liquid has to try to make big moves when any of these ults are on cooldown.
A strange sort of situation for Liquid, because it feels like this. It was like this the other day, right?
Yeah.
Where Liquid, they had Boxy and Koifa just falling behind. Their heroes becoming slowly less relevant. Maybe Boxy can find a jump here though. Miracle. Off to the side. Koifa's going to spawn with the familiars. Boxy's going to make the moves, jumping onto Mind Control, and he'll burst him down. Takes the kill. Minkey, he just got shot in the face by RMN.
Oh my god.
He just got scatter blasted straight in the face. He's dead. Boxy's going to die. RMN, he's picking up a triple kill. They look for the end. Tiger does get it off successfully. He's burning down RMN. Will get the kill on the Snapfire. But now Tiger's going to fall as Miracle chases him down.
I mean,
Mickey was just on the front lines, full agi, and RMN just shot him in the face.
It's not that easy of a Morpho game. That's what we're saying. Like, there's so much different forms of burst damage for Mickey if he doesn't play careful, and he did not give respect to that at all. Right into the Nimbus,
I sort of lost where he was. Yeah, he bombs in and then boom. Yeah. Scatter blast and Nimbus hit, and he was dead. I mean, you've got to be careful sliding into underneath that Nimbus.
And this is when they're trying to make a move, trying to take advantage of the fact that Chrono was down. Now Nigma, they just go to two heroes, so they take a Roche.
And they're getting it, unless Koifa can get the familiars in time, but he can't. Roshan down, they'll kill off one of the familiars. GH, he's already looking for action. He's got a hook shot at the ready, and he's in. Oh, slides round the familiar, gets in onto Koifa. Mind Control's got the follow control with the light strike array. They should have the damage here, but okay, Sagan's going to get the false promise off in time. Keep him safe, Laguna's being thrown out. Miracle jumps in. They're going to have the damage to poke Koifa if this false promise comes to an end. And Miracle, he's got the control on Insane. It takes out the Oracle. It's 23-8 now, 9k lead for Nigma, holding that Aegis as well on the Void, as it really is looking to go the same way as the losses that we saw from Liquid yesterday.
Yeah, it's really feeling like not a lot of hope. As I think they needed to get the ball rolling a lot earlier here with this Visage, and with this early Blink Dagger on Boxy, they weren't really able to find too much. It's been them on the back foot this whole game, and yeah, Nigma Void, Miracle Void, looking good again. 6-0 on 8, 14 kill involvement. And they've got all the things to back them up too. Solar Crest finished up on Snapfire. Yeah. Everything just works. It works all so well around this Void pick with their draft and with their itemization.
Yeah, they did get pretty much a perfect Void lineup. Yeah. You know, a lot of the times we obviously have seen Void coming in the drafts as that first pick, first phase, but then you don't tend as a team to normally get this caliber of heroes alongside him, and Nigma did this time. So much to work with that Chrono.
They saw the smoke there.
Dire's middle
trying to get a big wrap around here, but it's an Aegis on Miracle.
Yeah, and Miracle that has his Chronos.
Oh my god, and a full MKB after net. Oh my god.
And he's level 18. He's got Chrono ready to go. This is an incredibly hard move for Liquid to make. It's going to be scouted out. They put the Thunder God's Wrath. They know they're on the high ground.
They're trying to catch the Zeus and this Lina and the Snapfire, these squishy heroes in the back lines, but now look at GH. He just parks himself between them. He says, go on me, please. It'll just allow Nigma to get a full free initiation, and yeah, Liquid can't go. They can't punish.
And this, I mean, as I said, we've seen it before from Liquid. It was seemingly the strat that they did last series. It was the, dear Mickey, please can you carry us? Love from Liquid, you know?
Yeah.
And he did, when he played the Morph yesterday, that was the game that they did grab, you know, for the jaws of defeat. It was when he was on his Morph.
Blink's canceled. Boxy. He'll get away. But Insania, goodbye. Oh, the bench. Oh my God. No, he did. He pushed Miracle out with the GG branch.
All right, very, very nice.
All right, I mean,
at least able to keep, you know, coming out with these cute plays, flashy stuff when they're down. It's Miracle. Tiger. Tiger is able to dodge. The hook shot, Chrono's going to be dropped down. Quantum quick to the side. Mickey's going to come in and look towards Mind Control. They will be able to take down Lina. Mind Control goes down. Mickey turning into the Snapfire. Cookies over onto RMN. Miracle trying to bash down Mickey, but the false promise comes out from Insania. They keep Mickey alive. Miracle turns over the walls. Quoifer instead. Can he find the last few hits? He can't. Quoifer's going to live. Boxy's in with the call. They've got the supernova prepared. If it's going to be timed perfectly with the respawn. Oh, not quite. Miracle's able to time walk out to the side. Now backups here. Boxy's low. Miracle going to start charging in first hit bash. Stops Boxy in his tracks. Now Miracle's over for more. Insania, Quoifer and Tiger have to back up on the high ground. GH's got the hook shot back up. Closes in. Pushes Insania back into the hands of Miracle. Miracle. Do manage to get GH. So Liquid finding some kills out of all of that. But still not able to kill Miracle beyond that Aegis.
no, and it's not really Mickey who gets any of these kills or any of these big things to boost him up. He actually has to run away afterwards and doesn't actually get any of that gold or any of that experience from those kills that they did end up getting from the buyback of Taiga. So Miracle, he just gets this massive growth here from the fight, but Mickey does not. And yeah, it needs to all go to Mickey. He needs all the gold in the world to try to carry this game. Did some nice plays there, as you know, pretty expected as for us now as we watch Mickey play Morphling so nicely with his Morph, just jumping in between the Snapfire and using all his spells. But it's just not enough at this point. They're just too far behind. And just such an overwhelming amount of damage really coming out from Nigma with this draft. Just everyone is just pumping in the numbers really.
Mid. The one in the minute. Boxy. Oh, that's a three-man call. That's a big one. He's in on top of we are. Is he going to get dunked? He gets the chance to get the first one. Mind Control turns for the first. Onto Insania, but Insania will lift. The controls. GH traps them all. Boxy and Tiger caught on the high ground. The kiss is continuing to rain down onto Quoifer. Miracle. He's in. The Familiar's down. A disarm from Insania that slows Miracle down temporarily from hitting into Quoifer. But the disarm comes to an end, and so does Quoifer's life. Now Nigma look towards Insania, as this time the GG branch won't save him, as they lose for Liquid. I mean, it was a great call from Boxy, but I feel like we kind of needed that call to happen earlier. About 20 minutes ago. Well, maybe not 20, but 50, you know, a long time before now. As now, it's just they're just too far behind, and even a brilliant call like that, it's just not going to cut it.
No, they're just too farmed at this point, really. Like you see GH, he has the Aghanim, so he just double hook shots and targets afterwards. Weehaw dies, but everybody else turns up in full force. And now Chrono's back at the ready.
Oh yeah, I mean, Nigma might even stick around to just fight again. No Chrono. See how aggressive they want to plug here. Keeping on this melee rack. Boxy's coming in with a call, but an instant dodge by Miracle. Cookie in. Find the space to keep hitting the racks here, Miracle. As he really isn't scared of much that Liquid can throw at him right now.
He's got the Satanic coming with the courier. Full Satanic, S and Y, MKB, 28 minutes. This is an absolutely unstoppable Void. Now that Berserker's call, you know, that nice 3.2 second duration, no longer. Versus all the CC statuses. As yeah, it feels so impossible for Liquid. They're gonna have some dream call from Boxy under a supernova to try to take this in any way at this deficit.
Yeah, it's just been another rough game for them. Yeah. I mean, yesterday was a rough day for Liquid. The performances did feel rather lackluster, and in this game one, it's not looking like much has changed overnight.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
It really was that period. Right when Boxy got the blink for like 5 minutes, it felt like they were playing very passive on the map, and it was Nigma just running at them and just forcing these mistakes. Got the ball rolling for them, and now, yeah, like we said, with this humongous advantage, they're just gonna push in.
He's not died yet this game, so no reason to believe that he would.
Yep.
Off the back of this
medallion, buff him up. 34 armor.
12-0-10. I think the Void for a lot of teams, it has been a carry that you don't let them have. I think Nigma has to kind of be the team that's top priority for the Void, and BO3's going to try and jump this. But, I mean, there isn't any backup. BO3's dead. Tiger will get the dive out, but the Chrono's there catching the two of them on the high ground. They're going to be able to walk over, take down Tiger, take down Insania. Mickey will manage to at least turn into Weeha and use the power of the Zeus against him. Okay, heading over to join the rest of the team. Miracle and GH trying to push Mickey off to the side. Cookie forward, they've got the stun. BO3, he brought back for this. Miracle chasing him down. BO3 will get the call off, but the damage from this Void is just too much. He dies the right clicks of mind control. Quite from Mickey, the last two left standing as Miracle. He's just chasing them down, diving them back up to the high ground.
He's a monster. The time dilation now. Uh-oh.
Okay, he's got no way out of this. There's another one for Miracle. He's just counting up the KDA right now. 15-0-12, 15-0-13. In they go, hook shot and a jump forward. I'll get even more. As this game, I mean, this is over. This is absolutely over. 37-14, 23k lead.
Dire's middle barracks.
He's bullying. GH is paying him. GH, don't be like that. Come on, man. Let's do this. These are our friends. That's GG.
There we go. I mean, wow. Nigma, they made this one look pretty easy. The way that they played, I guess it just didn't leave any opportunities for Liquid to ever make the moves that they hoped for with this, this axe, right? BO3, he gets the blink. Nothing really happened.